Alright, it's time to end this once and for all.
Yeah. I'll admit, when I first played this game, the ending being this quick kind of surprised me
That's
in a
because
way.
compared to the first game, there's
Oh,
less
hey,
fluff.
Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah, and you're more integrated into the plot no matter where you go. Like, sure, even in the first game, you were, still on the pursuit of Chairman Drek, so you were seeing what the Blargs were doing on each planet. But a lot of the
Hmm.
times you were doing just stuff that was there on the planet, and while it's present also here, there's always something involving MegaCorp that is more tied to it. It feels like you're almost non-stop doing the journey. Again, it's the kind of difference similar to between Slide 2 and between Slide 1 and Slide 2, you know.
I will
Um,
say also, I guess in a way, while the stakes are meant to feel bigger, for me personally, in a way, they felt smaller. I guess maybe it's because, ideally the worst outcome seems a lot less lethal than what Drek was planning to do.
oh,
I mean,
keep also in mind, Jova, that again, I did some minor, checking on the development of this game just for fun, and well, we'll save that for potentially the final thoughts or the extras part. Apparently, this version of the game that we got is very different from the ones that Insomniac had in mind at the beginning. To make a very long story short, like I said, I will eventually elaborate. Apparently, the original concept was supposed to be more still helping a corporation, but having a concept of like two different factions, one that was highly technological and another one of Luddite mystics, believe it or not, which I'm guessing the Guru is kind of a remnant of as a character
so more of
model.
more of like a war plot.
Kinda, sorta, but it's still with the satire angle of, of corporations, just in a different angle. That also includes something that's gonna happen towards the end, but it is spoilers, so I'm not gonna say that right now.
Given what
Yeah.
happens in some of the later sequels, I wonder if that was them sort of paying homage to that idea of war, essentially, since some later games will definitely have a bit more of a
Well, the next one is
militaristic
gonna have
feel.
us more of an all-out war because of the villain involved with that.
Oh, yeah, like, I feel like, in a sense, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal was them essentially taking. Well, based off of what you told me, it sounds like they took some of those concepts to heart and decided to crank them out, no pun intended, for the third game.
Also, as you can see, I'm actually using the penultimate, most powerful, armor in the game. I forgot its name, but it's basically a red and black one, but not too edgy, just a bit more tasteful edgy.
Nice.
And because it leaves the helmet open, because like I said, what I do still like the ultimate armors for the game, having the full helmet on makes the cutscenes using the in-engine stuff, a bit boring because you don't get to see Ratchet Potato Face.
Hey, Ratchet, that's some nice Tron Ares motivational advertising
Yes,
there.
Ratchet is gonna be played in the next movie by Jared Leto. God.
Okay, I just have to know. Did he make a deal with the devil? Is he holding a contract with the demon? How does Jared Leto, for as uncharismatic, as despised as he is by most of his co-workers at this point, how does he keep getting work in not just projects, but big projects?
For the same reason that Kanye West continues to make music? I don't know.
I mean, at least Kanye West made good music. Jared Leto was never like, okay, unless there's like some obscure film of Jared Leto's that I don't know of where he was amazing in.
There
don't
are a
think I've ever
couple of good
seen-
performances that he did in the past. I can't think right now immediately, but I can quickly skim from his filmography.
I mean, I could tolerate him in the recent Blade Runner movie.
Yeah,
Oh, God, he was in
2049.
that. Okay,
well,
okay.
no one saw it. That's the feature.
Well, I mean, not just that, but I'll admit, I legit forgot he was in that. Thing.
Okay, it was in Fight Club, so that obviously give performance. American Psycho. Yeah, if I recall correctly, yeah, in American Psycho Drova, he's Paul, the guy that gets killed with the axe by Christian Bale.
Wait, that's him?
Yeah,
Holy
so technically
cow.
speaking, Batman is killing the Joker in a movie.
Also, he looks so different as Paul in American
Yeah, he was very
Psycho.
young. Then there was Requiem for a Dream, you know. Also, the 2004 Alexander movie by Oliver Stone. No, okay, it's not bad, but it's such a brick of a movie.
So I guess he does have some good stuff.
Like
on
I
his
said, reputation,
resume.
past reputation, yes.
Although that said, past reputation can only save you so much. Like every recent film he's been on, there have been nightmarish reports about him. And okay, I'll give him credit. His acting was
Yeah, that's the
good
weird thing.
for Morbius, but Morbius was such a terrible movie.
That's the
It's
weird.
like-
That's also the weird thing. Again, taking aside the whole, all the bullshit that he did for the quote-unquote method acting, regardless of what movie he applied that for. When it comes to the actual final product, I wouldn't consider his actual acting something that is, that bad. Not even in a sense of hilariously bad like in Nicolas Cage, Nicolas Cage kind of ways. Just technically there, fairly competent enough. Nothing that will say Oscar worthy, but nothing that will say Razzie worthy, for example.
The reason that I definitely show shock is just that he has done so much stuff that would otherwise end a career, both in front of and behind the cameras, essentially. But someone at Hollywood really pulls for this guy.
In general, drove up
His agents.
between stuff like the Warner Bros. With the DC Universe, and stuff like this, when he said he's from, Disney part, we know that Hollywood has some, level of skewed priorities of not really caring about the reputation, of an actor in order to, having the potential work influenced or not. For example,
Like you had to have done something.
The entire casting of The Death of the Nile, for example.
Yeah, like
Just-
you had to have done something really, really heinous to get blackballed out of Hollywood, and even then they're inconsistent about it.
Not just that, but also on the quality of some of their stuff. I just want to remind everyone that of all the restrictions that they gave, apparently Kraven the Hunter was actually applicable for the goddamn Oscars.
Oh, that's not really, again, what Liv was saying.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm sort of tying into his point about how inconsistent Hollywood, and yes, I consider the Academy kind of an extension of Hollywood, ergo the film industry.
I mean, it's literally that. It's all one the yearly Hollywood circle jerk when you get down to it. There you go. Yeah. Also,
But-
just to mention, similar to the first game, the final dungeon actually makes sure to make you implement all of the gadgets and weapons that you have had, throughout the game. Almost all of them. I don't think that the thermal, one gets to be used. And from what I heard, the developers were not super fan of that, so I can see that.
Dare I ask and wonder what Jared Leto's method acting for playing Ratchet in a Ratchet and Clank movie would even be?
Wearing a fursuit.
He'll wear wombat ears on the set. In fact, when he's asleep, he'll do that.
No,
No, you're thinking too small. He'll wear the whole furry suit.
God. And he's
Even
gonna
when he sleeps.
and he's gonna incinerate one with a giant comically giant rocket launcher.
And just to complete it, he will turn his co-workers into chicken and sheep
sheep.
and robots.
Or if that's not physically possible, he'll just have them wear sheep costumes.
Look, the thing is this isn't even a recent... Well, okay, I know some people may say, oh, well, the Joker thing was a while ago. Nope, he did the method acting thing with Morbius too, and he was just as annoying there.
We don't know if it's happening again with Tron Ares or not, but there might be a good chance it might happen again.
God forbid he turns himself into a virus just to emulate it.
He's gonna spend so many hours on VR pretending it's the cyberspace. Although I never tried those, I heard that in general the Tron video games are pretty good.
I really need to give those a look at some point, yeah.
Although from what I understand, one of them was acting as an official sequel before the second movie came out, so there's a bit of retconning, and alternate universe shenanigans going on.
So since Daft Punk are no more, did they ever specify who's handling the music for Tron Ares?
I think it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I think.
I'll check.
Yeah, especially because if I recall correctly, we're almost done.
It's it's credited as 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, so it's them.
Oh.
It's them. Again, Drova, despite Dweebs' opinion on them, I can tell you that their work tends to have a reputation. Remember, we're also composing for the new game that Naughty Dog is making, because Trent Reznor has a reputation for scoring for a lot of video games, even the first Quake, for example.
Oh, good for them. And plenty of people from rock bands surprisingly seem to eventually go into composing for movies and video games, I've noticed. It's an
AC/DC
interesting
did one.
And of course, we all know our good pal Junkie XL, which, hey, to his credit, he actually did cook with Sonic 3's
Also, Hans Zimmer,
score.
Ion Zur, for example. Although
Yeah,
I think Ion
a
Zur
lot of-
did started as a video game composer. And
That's the thing.
Movies, I forgot.
That's
I
the
love
thing,
how a lot of
Java.
people don't even know that Hans Zimmer was also originally a band member. Heck, he even showed up on The Buggles, of all things, for Internet Killed the Radio Star, or at least
Yes,
a
Pedro?
music video.
That's the thing, Java. We now know. We now know that it was Tyson Hess who told Jeff Fowler to. You need to tell him to put in Live and Learn in there. So he didn't even choose to do that. He was told to do it. So
I mean, to his credit, he did also add in some other themes, like Sayonara Shadow does have the ending theme. We have, finally, the goal ending theme, and
Also,
they even threw in a bit...
the boss theme from the Egg Cerberus Egg Cauldron from 06 of all things.
That is true, Java.
It
But
actually did include Eggman stream from 06, and...
that is true,
yeah.
Java. But if he has to be told to put Live and Learn in, I'm not sure he's the correct guy to be doing these scores. If he
Oh,
has to be
trust me. He would not have been my first pick. I mean, look, I've gone on record to say, dude was holding out on us with the first two Sonic movies, score-wise. Like, they were perfectly fine and suitable, but...
Go on,
Yes.
I still hate this minigame. Go on.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I
let's
didn't
not
care
forget
for
that
this minigame either as a kid.
let's not forget that he specifically told us in an interview before the third movie that he didn't care for trying to put game music in. So
I'm amazed Jeff Bauer was able to reel in his ego, but no,
Well-
apparently
well,
he
he's
was
a
singing a
sorry.
different tune
If
with
I had to
Sonic
guess,
3.
maybe they gave him more money for the budget to shut him up.
I thought you were going
Probably.
to say they gave him an ultimatum, actually.
yeah, if you don't do what we say, we're gonna replace you with Henry Jackman, like we should have hired him in the first place.
I do hope this means that he'll
Although,
be
to be
continuing.
fair, I think Brian was too busy with Transformers 1.
Well, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I think Eric Jackman would be probably the like because Brian Tyler did a great job with the Mario movie score. I agree, but I think Eric Jackman would have been a better pick for the Sonic movies
I
personally.
forgot. Do we know already who's composing the Minecraft movie? Basically went
Oh,
through
let me check.
a set of tangents because Mario movie has Jack Black in it and he's also in there.
Okay, Jack Black.
Well,
Jack
that's
Black feels
not
like...
what I was asking.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm looking at the composer.
Mark Mothersbaugh.
Don't remember him.
Mark Mothersbaugh, American musician and composer. He came into prominence in the late 1970s as co-founder, lead vocalist, and keyboardist of Devo. Oh, the guys behind
As for
Ribbit.
video games, he was a producer on the Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter soundtracks for during the Naughty Dog era. And
Apparently
as for
he
actual
even-
music he composed himself, he did the music for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is actually the founder of the production company Mutato Musica. Definitely most famous for their Crash
Yeah, because
Bandicoots.
Josh Mansell actually did the music for those games.
Alright, I think we're actually getting to the final boss. It's just that these last couple of waves, in particular wave, and then we need to get to the door.
But yeah, no, like, I mean, seriously, Jack Black. Okay, you fielded a good pick with Bowser. What's the man doing with all these
Here we go.
game
The
movies?
Protopet duplication room.
I'm sorry,
hi,
I
Oh, hey!
I had
How
some
do you
trouble with
get
the
here?
guards.
No problem. You're just in time. Okay, let's see if this thing
Well, let's
works.
see if it works. Oh, hey, the groupie.
She is trying to tell us something.
Okay.
Bye now. Enjoy
Oh.
the hygienator.
Why is he showing us
well,
about Quark?
Steve.
What are you talking about? That's not Quark. That's some gentleman with a mustache.
Steve
Oh! Oh my God!
Now that I've sold my
It turns out to be Quark!
Harry the
I
Platypus.
can finance the comeback of the greatest superhero who ever lived, Captain Quark. All I need now is a new galaxy with a new fan base, so I can rescue them from a new disaster.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Yes, all heroes laugh maniacally
Oh,
like
god
that.
damn it.
But
Sir, I do not understand.
Mr. Fizzwidget?
Also, he may have just
Ew.
killed the groupie.
Oh,
Yep.
god damn it.
Surprise! It was me all along!
Alright, just what the is going on?
You are now
to
imagining
explain.
baby
I'll tell more
Shambhala
about that
story.
in, when the boss fight starts, please, don't worry.
I want
Are
you
about
let
to become
Kath
public
Susie
enemy
say
number
fuck.
one.
Oh no, she actually did. That's the
And
thing, but I will
two
say
and
more
three.
during the final boss
Guards,
fight.
seize them.
Oh.
So yes, it turns out
It's
Quark
showtime.
was the bad guy all along.
Which, to be fair, outside of the
Citizens
behind the
of
hero
Bogon,
segment, the game has foreshadowed these
am Captain
decently.
Quark.
Again, I'll
Yeah, like-
mention
Come
more
to you
during
in
the
this,
final boss
your
fight.
darkest of hours, to shine the flashlight
So yeah,
of
Quark's master
justice
plan
on
was
your
to have
galaxy.
this stupid Protopet be released early in the public so he can get the glory and blame Ratchet
A
for
living
it.
menace
What a
called
nice
the
guy.
Protopet has been set loose in your galaxy. But fear not, Bogonites.
When you get down to it, his
Captain
plan is
Quark,
basically
have caught
syndromes from the
perpetrators.
Incredibles when you
Yes,
think
good
about it.
citizens, These are the masterminds behind
Oh,
MegaCorp's experiment with death. And now, with this...
You gotta give him
super
credit though.
electro
Quark definitely had a lot of
gadget
fans
invented,
fooled.
You
I
forgot
will
that that's
end
the device
Protopet
Angela was
once
actually
and
working
for
on. She
all.
mentioned that in one
That's
of the early
my
parts.
Elixir
It's
More.
supposed to
I
actually
invented
pacify the Protopet.
Stay tuned, dear viewers, as I amplify the signal from this helix
So there you go. Quark has gone from being the bumbling sidekick
harmless.
minion to actually being upgraded to
Allow
the
me
big
to
bad.
demonstrate.
What a hero.
Alright. Nope.
He fed it after
Oh
midnight.
god. And there's for another layer of fuckery. You don't even get to fight
actually
Quark.
work.
Your final
It
boss
used
is the
to.
mutated
I could
Protopet.
probably fix it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
get that.
it's a bit of that Resident Evil-ism where you think you'll fight properly the bad guy, but then they just mutate into a mindless
I would have
monster.
preferred if it was like a tag team thing or Quark, commanding this thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, like, to give Quark credit, he apparently got smart enough to be the main big bad, essentially. Okay, maybe smart's not the best
Yeah,
word, but...
one of the things you can tell about the foreshadowing is the fact about Fizzwidget using, bizarre, vocabulary and wording. No, you cannot cheese the Protopet like this, I tried. Also, God, this final boss fight is so fucking spongy. It's not even funny. The attacks are not that bad, but like I said, he has so much HP.
Also...
But
sorry,
again,
go on.
if you actually noticed the other, all of these where Fizzwidget talks, like the promotion for other places of, MegaCorp, well, in those ones, Fizzwidget talks perfectly fine. The Tux for Left either dismissed this as him becoming senile, and even Angela did it, said it. But no, in reality, it was just Quark overselling, because yes, the ending will spell it more out for you, but it's not a case where Fizzwidget was just a creation that Quark had. There is a real director of MegaCorp, and Quark just had an identity theft. Don't ask me how, it just happened.
Keep in mind also, another bout of foreshadowing is how this widget accidentally did stuff that hindered us or nearly killed us.
Yeah.
Almost as if maybe that was just cover for Quark literally trying to kill us. Which, hey, when you get down to it, that kind of reflects Quark's original trap for the heroes in the first game.
And as if you paid attention, in an ironic echo, during the time it happened in the desert, Ratchet was the one instead that was trusting blindly, his widget, while Clank was the one suspicious, so it's pretty cute. Also, in a bit of similarity to the boss fight with Gulp in Spyro 2, the Protopet can eat the ammo boxes and do weird shit with them. Lovely. Also, to add what I was saying before, Dwins, basically here's how it went. They had Cat Susie say the line completely straight, so she did say fuck, don't worry. But they always intend to censor the line, but they intend to just apply the beep. However, apparently, the cutscene creators of Insomniac did the job of animating the lip movement a bit too well, so apparently people in the test audiences could still read the lip movement of, Angela, that she was still saying fuck, so they had to apply the black bar too.
Beautiful. It just adds to the immersion of the swear. Like, I will say this. Sometimes censorship can make something, fake like that just all the more funnier, essentially. Like, sometimes just applying a beep and literal censorship over it makes it funnier than actually hearing the swear.
But again, also, here's the other thing that I can mention that I was saying before. Because of the very drastic, difference in the game's, story and everything, Quark wasn't even supposed to still be the villain. I don't know if the Taxful leader was supposed to take over, or they wanted to have his widget as a properly straightforward bad guy, but the team apparently loved the character of Quark so much that they find a way to re-implement him. Anyway, we're done.
He's dead.
You did it!
And there you go, there's the real Peace
It's
widget.
okay. This is the
You'll
real
notice in a
Mr.
second when he speaks.
Quark had him tied up in a
but
supply
he's
closet
still
all
voiced by
this
G
time.
War, by the way.
Gentlemen,
so
you have my
again,
most
nice
profound
touch for
gratitude.
making
was
sure
nothing,
that
sir.
the facade can
I'm just
still
sorry
be
we couldn't get the
understandable.
Helixomorph back.
Of course, you're still alive. Ew.
Right. What do you suppose is wrong with it?
I don't know. It could take
All right,
months
let's
of
see.
research and...
The battery is in backwards.
Oops.
Imbecilic to the very last.
There we go. And apparently
boy.
now the Protopet is
Just have to
completely
amplify
fine.
the
All
device
that
with MegaCorp's
aggressiveness
TV
is completely
transponders,
gone.
And that should cure the other Protopets.
Mm-hmm.
Clank?
But oh no.
Yeah, remember,
It's
the
okay.
Quark
I
shot
can fix
her.
her.
The groupie.
I promise.
I don't think she shows up again. Maybe as a background element occasionally, but otherwise,
I love it. It just ends like that. I can
we
fix
are
her
getting
cut to credit.
a post-credit scene, however, much like in the first game. So don't worry about that.
Oh, I know that. I know that. It's just like, oh man, it really takes me back to how some games back in the day really did just kind of end
Like
abruptly.
a lot of people know that analyze the series noticed. Again, this original trilogy is more content of having a more simple journey. It's the future saga that will try to be more grandiose and have epic conclusions tied to, how difficult the journeys in those games tend to be.
I feel like they were always starting to make things a bit more complex by up your arsenal.
Well, that one, does have a more conclusion, but you can still tell it's relatively abrupt in what it wants to do.
That is true. It's just, I feel like, I guess maybe the idea was that Up Your Arsenal was originally planned to be the end of the series until they
Deadlocked
realized...
was still in production as a continuation, but here's Mark Cerny. But it's still a continuation, so the saga was still planned to be going.
What
But
do you like to do for fun? Oh, my
also, of
goodness.
course, because this is not rendered in-game, Ratchet has the stupid green armor from the
whatever happened to
beginning.
Quark?
I heard he was working at MegaCorp.
So, you
And let's see
fellas
what
new
happened
here?
to Quark.
You boys should sign up for the new Probomatic. That little baby cleans you something fierce. I just got done testing the full body waxinator. I am personally sporting a smooth chassis, and there are no tags on my luggage. All right then. Catch you later.
Subject 23A. Please report immediately for crotchetizer testing.
Well, duty calls.
All things considered,
All
he
right,
got
fellas,
off pretty
nice and tight now.
easy. Then
So
again,
you tested this, right? That's why I'm here.
It is the test.
to
Oh,
what
one more
purpose
thing.
was this device made?
Ow.
For
To remove the
torture?
crotch of any.
I mean, it's still
okay.
a good comeuppance, but yeah, I guess we can say the final thoughts for the next part, since that also includes the extra. So tune in for that when we get to see the other stuff that I haven't shown, like for example, the Rhino, the Ultimate Armor, and of course the first instance of the Insomniac Museum. So see you for that.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.